So for chapter 6, I'm doing the question 610. And 610 asks about you get 5 variables from user. The first two are x-y pairs representing a point on the x-y graph. The second two are also x-y pair and representing the center of the circle. Finally, the fifth integer is the radius of the circle. Okay. And here's my data setup, like the set integer x1, integer y1, and then integer r. And I'll also set up a double variable called distance, which here is d equals a really big number, so you can use as like a checker. And here's the string word. Even though I didn't really use it in this code because I was first trying to use string tokenizer to get the variables from user, but turns out it doesn't really work for me. So I go back to the really old-fashioned way to just get the variables from user one by one. Okay. So here's a way to get the x1. You ask for the variables using GOption potential input dialog, but the thing is you give us a string variable, so you need to here change it back to integer. So you okay, yes, change back to the integer. And here's same thing with y1, x2, y2, and also r radius. After that, we need to check whether there's zero in the data set, because the question asks if you're let me see, your program should only accept positive integers for all variables, so we need to check whether if there's zero or not. So the first if we check whether there's whether there's zeros in the center of the circle, and after it passed that, it goes to another if loop. Check whether there's zero in the point that we're checking. So if it also passed that one, and then it goes to the calculation part, and through all those kind of like formats, we get the distance. Here we use like mass format, power, and square root, and this will finally give us a distance. Else, if it doesn't pass the second test, it will goes invalid output, invalid input. The number cannot be smaller than 0. Same thing with the next else. If it didn't pass the first one, it goes here. After that, we got the distance, and we need to check if it's inside the circle or not. So first check. Again, like r can also not be 0. So here I got an if loop that check for whether it is bigger, whether it is smaller than 0, and if it is, then it will show the same thing. Okay. Also, if the distance is bigger than 0 or is smaller than r, then it will shows the point that's inside the first point is inside the circle, and then also if distance like equals the big number that we like set up at the start, which means it didn't go through the loop at the top, and so it didn't change. So just go system.exit and else, and else is just like when the r is bigger, when d is bigger than r. So just upload print line. The first points are not in the circle. So again, it is a pretty hard question, but still, like if you have good logic, you will finish pretty good. But like in my code, there's a little bug. Like if the d distance is equal to this number, like after calculate here, it will be a like bug, and it shows it will just activate the program. But there's a really like small chance that get a distance of like that big. So yeah, here's my chapter 6 river question.